You've heard about Ozempic for weight loss, but what if you could mimic the results naturally without the needles or side effects? Today we're diving into how women over 40 can achieve the Ozempic effect using natural science-backed methods that work with your body, not against it. I'm Dr. Tabatha, your Christian physician. Let's get into it. What exactly does Ozempic do to your body that causes weight loss? Well, there's a few things that are happening. The first is that it slows down your gastric emptying. What does that mean? When we put food in our stomach has to contract and digest that food. It uses enzymes and stomach acid to break the food down, and it squeezes and eventually pushes that food into the small intestines. But Ozempic actually stops that contraction or that squeezing process from the stomach, and so food sits in your stomach longer. That might not seem like a big deal. Yeah, great, it helps me feel full quicker, but there's a lot of issues with that. The biggest one is that we have bacteria, parasites, and yeast that are also in our stomach, and if they sit in there too long, they can start to replicate. They start to multiply and overgrow. That can lead to small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, H. pylori infections, parasite and yeast infections, and that can wreak havoc on your overall health. Unfortunately, I see the downsides of Ozempic after women use it for weight loss, and then they end up having stomach issues. They reach out to me because I'm the gutsy gynecologist. That's what I used to be known as. I love helping women realize that so many of their issues come from the gut. So now with this Ozempic craze and all of the GLP-1 drugs, we are seeing more gut dysfunction than ever. It's great. It reduces your hunger, makes you feel full quicker. You barely eat anything, and so you start to lose weight because you have extreme calorie depletion and you just don't even feel hungry. I've heard women saying, I have to force myself to eat. I really don't want to eat. This is a diabetic drug. It helps regulate your blood sugar, improves insulin sensitivity, but unfortunately, if it's doing that while it's destroying your gut, that's going to be a temporary fix, and you're going to end up with blood sugar dysregulation and insulin resistance because of your gut issues. So it really is more Band-Aid medicine. The worst part is that you're stuck on these medications, these expensive drugs that you have to give yourself every week, because as soon as you go off, your body with its incredible innate intelligence will start to regain the weight because it wants to be healthy, it wants to be balanced. And a lot of women, they're losing too much weight and going to the extreme, and so then you start to regain. And don't forget, your thyroid is paying attention to all of this. So if you've been on these medications and now you're trying to get off, your thyroid is paying attention to the input that it's receiving, and it will adjust your metabolism. And unfortunately, Ozempic will slow down your metabolism because your body thinks you're starving it to death. And in some cases, you are. I often get asked, how can we create the same Ozempic effect naturally? How can we lose weight without having the GI side effects? The nausea, the stomach aches, the feeling full and bloated that Ozempic causes, or even gastroparesis. Okay, I have the solution for you. Number one, fasting. I talk about this all the time, so if you haven't seen my videos, you gotta check those out. And number two, Metabolift. This is my supplement that has a beautiful herbal blend of lemon verbena, hibiscus, and green coffee bean extract. That blend, in the amounts that it's in, actually gives you that GLP-1 effect without all the terrible side effects. I am not against science. I'm not against the advancement of helping our bodies thrive. There's a huge trend right now in the anti-aging and longevity space, and GLP-1s are being touted as the answer to everything. They're going to help you lose weight. They're going to help you slow the aging process with your microdosing and all of those things. But unfortunately, those come with side effects and dangerous repercussions. Look to what God has already given us. He has given us amazing herbs that we can use to really satiate our appetite, feel better, not overeat, create a healthy relationship with food. So many of us have food food noise or emotional eating patterns, all of that can be tackled and dealt with. That is the foundation of my Fast to Faith program. So I would love to see you in there. We have an app. It is free. There's amazing resources. We teach you how to have a healthy relationship with food, how to break up with sugar, how to stop filling the void with food and look to God to fill that hole inside of you. And that is going to shift everything. So don't jump on the bandwagon of those injectable drugs. There are natural solutions. I got you. There's so many natural ways that you can regulate your blood sugar and suppress your appetite, especially if you're a woman over 40. You do not have to get on those injectable drugs. I promise you. Intermittent fasting is an incredible way to boost your own GLP-1 production and improve insulin sensitivity. So intermittent fasting is a free way to start regulating your blood sugar and shedding those extra pounds that you've been carrying around. There's a good way to do it and a bad way to do it. So the key is you want to do fasting for a woman, and that includes feast, famine, carb cycling, which I teach women to do in my Fast to Faith program. So intermittent fasting is number one. Number two is the type of food you're eating when you are eating. Fasting is important, but feasting is also super important, and you want to get healthy fats and clean proteins and fiber. That will help you feel satiated. The cool thing is fat also gives you more energy per gram than carbohydrates. So you're full longer and you have more energy longer. So you don't want to eat every couple hours. You can go multiple hours without eating again. There's also amazing supplements that God gave us, like chromium, which is a micronutrient, berberine and magnesium and cinnamon. These all support blood sugar control. So you'll see these in different supplements. So always look to what God gave us first. And remember that daily movement and activating your muscles improves your insulin sensitivity and balances your hormones. God created us to move. That is why we have so many muscles and so many joints. God created our bodies in an intricate design that we are just now starting to really understand. And so you need to move your body for your hormones, for everything else to be functioning well. So that is what I would recommend before getting on those expensive medications. Move your body. Start eating faith foods. These are foods given to us by God. Stop eating frankenfoods, all the stuff made in the factories that isn't really food, that has an expiration date of like 5 years. That stuff will kill you. Start fasting for a woman, and we got you. If you need support, Fast to Faith is here for you.